Which is most likely to be a motivating operation? A, yelling more often. B, a learning history of loud sounds. C, suddenly feeling tired. Or D, singing your favorite song. C was the correct answer, suddenly feeling tired. So, just a reminder, a motivating operation is an environmental variable that alters the effectiveness of a stimulus as a reinforcer or punisher and alters the current frequency of all behavior that's been reinforced or punished by that stimulus. So, a motivating operations affect the effectiveness of a consequence. Like basically, it's like, does this matter to me? Does this matter to me? A sandwich doesn't matter to me as much when I'm not hungry. But if I'm hungry, a sandwich matters to me very much. So, in this, the only thing that's going to change the effectiveness of a reinforcer, according to this list very clearly, is C, which is the correct answer, suddenly feeling tired. So, suddenly feeling tired is a motivating operation that's going to change the effectiveness of places that you could sit are gonna suddenly become more reinforcing. A bed that you could lay down in is gonna become more reinforcing. A quiet room where you could take a nap is gonna become more reinforcing, whereas it would have been less effective as a reinforcer if you weren't tired. Feeling tired is a motivating operation that can change the reinforcing effectiveness of a lot of stimuli, but especially stimuli that result in us being able to rest or sleep. Yelling more often doesn't change the effectiveness of the stimulant. It's actually just a response. A learned history of loud sounds doesn't change the effectiveness of things as a reinforcer, but it does potentially change how we might react to those. But it's not as clear to be a motivating operation. It would have to be like, what's the learning history? Does it make loud sounds more effective as a reinforcer? Does it make loud sounds less effective as a reinforcer? It's hard to see with this. So I think that's less easily identified as something that's a motivating operation. And then singing your favorite song, as pleasant as it might be a response that leads to a consequence of feeling better, but it's not a motivating operation. It doesn't innately change something else, effectiveness as a reinforcer. A motivating operation is an environmental variable that changes the effectiveness of a stimulus as a reinforcer and alters the current frequency of all behavior that's been reinforced or punished by that stimulus in the past. For something like reaching for a cookie, eating the cookie and the taste of the cookie being added, antecedent is reaching for a cookie or seeing a cookie, right? Behavior is eating the cookie. And then the consequence is the taste of the cookie being added. The motivating operation affects the effectiveness of a consequence. If I've just eaten 57 cookies, I might not want to eat another cookie. Me being full, satiated, is going to affect whether or not a cookie functions as reinforcement for me. It's going to change the effectiveness of the cookie.